As we go to air, the USA remains in crisis. We'll have more from our reporters shortly. But first, a warning as we begin with confronting pictures out of Atlanta, where two police officers have been fired after it was deemed they used excessive force, tasering a couple as they drove from a protest after curfew. Atlanta's mayor made the decision to dismiss the officers, saying the video was shocking to watch. And we start our live coverage with Amelia Brace in Washington, D.C. Amelia, the unrest is now literally at the president's front door.
Yeah, absolutely. We are about a block away from the White House, and take a look at this. There is a car completely flipped on its side here. Behind that, there is one that's burnt out and another behind that. They are just two of the many spot fires that we had ignite here a few hours ago, some immediately in front of the White House. It was amazing scenes to see flames in front of that famous building. Now, this all happened in the lead up to the curfew. This is the first night that Washington, D.C. has enforced an 11 p.m. curfew, and you could really feel the tension between the protesters and the police increase in the minutes leading up to that. This is a little of what we had to see on the streets.
So when I'm walking out of our hotel, you can see in the sky here, this is tear gas filling the air here. Here they've tried to set fire to the umbrellas outside our hotel. This entire area now, there are little fires everywhere. The most substantial appear to be near the White House. So just this smoke here, that is the exact direction of the White House. And now walking towards that, you can hear sirens coming from behind us. There's a series of fireworks and other explosives going off in this area.
All the way along here, you can see the destruction. This is a block from the White House. You can see they pulled a fire extinguisher off the wall. Everything is destroyed or vandalised, windows broken. So look at the scene here. This is a line of police making their way. They are forming a wall in front of the White House. Look behind them. You can see the flames burning in the park right in front of where the president is. What we know is to our right here is where the protesters have been pushed to. That is where you're hearing those very loud bangs, exactly like that. So what we're seeing, the police are holding a line here. They soon are going to move down this street to try to push these protesters further away. While it was obviously terrifying at the time, that line of police officers was successful in very much clearing this area, as you can see now. Earlier today, there were thousands of people packed in here, but it really was successful in dispersing that crowd. Unfortunately, they have now mainly moved into clusters in other parts of the city, so it means that police are now fighting that battle on many fronts.
So, Amelia, we've seen the tear gas, the protests at the White House. Where is the president?
Well, as far as we know, he is here in the White House. No one has seen Donald Trump since he was in Florida yesterday for that rocket launch. We have heard from him today on Twitter when all those fires and protests were happening in his front yard. He simply tweeted the words law and order. And as for tomorrow, he's already put out his daily plan, which we receive every night. And it's pretty much what you would expect on a regular Monday, except he has scheduled a time to speak to state governors about this crisis.